I spit Patron on this microphone. Watch out, I'm in the zone. Worth for everything I own. Life is March Madness. One mistake, then you go. Yeah, I had a stroke, but your boy still rhyming. And Fresh got locked, but the squad still wildin'. Catch me in any city in the hood, we grindin'.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros are the rules for the exhibition between Iron Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. So basically the rules are that they will not be wearing headgear, but knockouts are not allowed. There'll be no judges. They're fighting in 12-ounce gloves. The fight will be stopped immediately if one of the fighters receives a cut. There will be no winner. There'll be no judges. And they're fighting 8 2-minute rounds. So knowing what you know now, does that kill your enthusiasm for the fight? And I'm going to start this one off with Dollar Bill.
Yo, man, they might as well go in the backyard and slap box. Listen, you go set it up in the backyard, you know what I'm saying? We can slap. That's what it sounds like they're about to do. This is ridiculous. You know, it's just like a glorified sparring session. It reminds me of like when we used to go to the gym in Quincy, right? We used this gym, not gonna say the name, but we just used to go in there just to work out a little bit. And there was a guy in there that we used to do sparring with, but he had rules. Like we could only do body sparring. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the homie. I don't know if he's watching it, but I'm gonna give you a shout out. My homie Sharon. But we used a body spar, and that's what I think that this is. Glorified body sparring session. So nobody gets hurt. They just smile for the camera. And I know Roy Jones put those rules in. He called up like, do you see him? You see how he's looking? Roy made a call. But I mean, listen, it's good. I didn't want to see these old guys, you know what I'm saying, in there anyway. You know what I'm saying, as the commission. I didn't want to see these old guys in there anyway. You got to protect these old guys. So, you know, on the flip side, I get it. You know, don't want nobody in there getting hit in the head and having a heart attack in there. So that'd be bad for the sport. So you got to protect these old guys. You know what I'm saying? So I'm for it. But it just really, he should have just went in the backyard and slap box. That's what it really did. But yeah, that's how I feel about it.
All right, G.
Yeah, Trill just took my talking points real quick. But I'll say this, though. There's like two things that I'm like, if I was Roy Jones, they got to renegotiate this. It got to be 3-minute rounds with a dude like Mike Tyson. Roy, don't do this to yourself, man. You want him in long rounds so he can get fatigued. Y'all giving Mike Tyson too many breaks to break Roy Jones's face, man. So that's like dangerous number one. Like, another thing, too, Roy, you better approve Mike Tyson's gloves. I know they 12 ounces, but Mike looked like the type to have all the padding on the wrist, nothing up top. You know what I'm saying? Like he used to do back in the days. And he remember how he said he always used to press on the gloves so you can feel the knuckle. Bruh, don't let him do this to you, man. Just please don't let him do this. You know, as far as the enthusiasm of the fight, man, yeah, I'm shocked that they're saying that the pre-sales like broke records for this. I understand it's two legends, but with all of these rules, like Trill is telling the truth, man. It's like we're better off watching like two kids in the backyard slap boxing. You might see more blood in a slap boxing match than you will in this fight, you know? So
You will, because as soon as there's some blood, it's
no,
immediate.
it's over. It's over. Man, I really do feel bad for the promoter, to be honest. Like, the promoter's gonna take a hit. If I was them, I wouldn't even release this information to the public. Like, that should have been the mystery the day of. You should have, like, after you purchased the pay-per-view, then during the show they tell you all the rules, and you're like, oh man, but you already bought it.
You can't do that. You have to release the conditions, because if they would have done that, people would have been complaining, wanting their money back. So now you know going into it what you're paying for.
Right,
so
right.
Say like, oh, I didn't know this, I didn't know that. And even if you didn't know and you thought it was going to be a real fight, once you see that that's what you paid for, they're going to say, hey, it was in the fine print, brother. We told you up front. So they had to do it that way.
Well, I'll say this, man. I hate to say this. I probably will still purchase the fight. But I feel like pulling a net on this one, I must say. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like bootlegging this fight, you know, but I'll put some.
Be pulling a net because it's not free.
Oh yeah, right. But hey, man, it's tough, you know, because I love boxing, but I really want to see boxing. I don't want to see WWE. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I want to see WWE, I'll pay for WrestleMania or something. You know, if they really not boxing, they're just like lightly tapping each other. They're not trying to hit each other in the face. They're not trying to knock each other out. Then what are we watching? You know, but other than that, man, salute to Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. Hopefully, man, both of y'all make huge money off of this exhibition. But hey, man, I'm not mad at nobody. I'm so serious. I'm not mad at anybody. I'll give you the pass. Normally, I like to support fighters, so I pay for pay-per-views. But I can understand people like, now I'll wait for YouTube. I'll wait for this one-round knockout to be on YouTube in like an hour after the fight. And I understand because it's like, we're really paying $50 to watch two guys put on pillows, you know what I mean, and slug it out. So, yeah, it is what it is.
All right, Ned.
You don't want the pillow fight. You don't want the pillow fight.
I wouldn't call it pillows, but
in comparison to them dudes fighting professional boxing to this, bro, Trill is right.
10 ounces to 2. You go from 10 ounces to 2 ounces, but they are a lot older, and their punch resistance probably isn't going to be what it used to be. So I mean,
it just had a slap boxing event. You know what I'm saying? Just. You know what I mean?
If you told me they were wearing like 8 teams, then I would be like, really? Like, 12's all right.
Yeah. 12's are good. They're not that huge. They're there, but I want to say this.
Amateur.
As much as I want to see blood, and these rules really like take the fun out of the fight for me. Let's not forget they're doing this for a charitable cause, yo. And this is like, we don't want to see two old greats get beaten, battered in the ring because we love blood sport, So I get it. As much as I want to see them go at it like back in the days, it's a different time we live in now. And if something bad was to happen to Roy or even Mike in the ring, we would all be hurt because we're losing greats in the sport. Something bad would happen to the great in the sport. So I get it. I'm not upset. I would still support the cause.
You sure you support it?
Yo. Mind your business, man. Stop pocket watching. But yeah, I would definitely support the cause, and shout out to them for like training and building up this fight and getting to this point, with all the mishaps that's been going on. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm just confused. Doesn't the WBC have like a title on the line for this fight? Like, that's what I've read. I mean, Roy Jones and Mike Tyson even commented on it when they were like, Floyd Mayweather said there's too many titles and there's a title on the line for this fight. And Mike Tyson was like, I don't care what he said. And Roy Jones was like, I don't care what he talking about. I'm getting mine. I always face the best. Okay? That's the problem with these. You got a title, I'm coming to take that title. That's Roy. That's how Roy was and Mike. Yeah. So if there's a title on the line, who's winning it since there's no winner? Like, who's getting the title? Everyone's getting the title? This is what we doing? We got the Legends League and participation trophies. That's what we got. So, I don't know. So, for one, it's confusing to me because who's going to get that WBC title, right? So, that's one. Now, two, another thing that confuses me is you can't knock someone out, but there's no headgear. When I watched Jose Arce fight Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., they had headgear and they were going at it, and like no one got knocked out, but at least they were able to go at it. Like they were hitting after the bell, kicking each other. It was like it was an old scrap. Yeah, but it was entertaining. So I'm looking at it now and I'm like, well, if you didn't want them to knock each other out, wouldn't you have them wear headgear? And just let them rock. But for me, it's very difficult. Here's what I'm hoping. I have a conspiracy for everyone. My glasses aren't near me, else I would. They're not near me. Still walk with me. This is a fight. I believe this is a fight. The commission and all these rules is just. It's just the athletic commission covering their behind. So when one of these dudes gets knocked out, they can say, hey, this wasn't supposed to happen. We told them no knockouts, no headgear, no anything. This was supposed to be an exhibition, right? Like how my man was saying when Apollo got beat. This was supposed to be an exhibition, because that's what's going to happen. Someone going to get beat up like that, and the other side's going to be like, this was an exhibition. This was an exhibition. That's what's going to happen. So I think those rules are just protection for the athletic commission to say, we didn't sanction these old guys to go out there and kill each other. That's what they did. But we told them no knockouts. We told them that's what I think. Because to me, if you're Roy Jones Jr., I would caution you to take a look at the exhibitions Mike had before. This isn't Mike's first time fighting exhibitions on pay-per-view. He did it before. And he wasn't wearing headgear, and the other guys were wearing headgear. And Mike was still dropping them, still knocking them down. Mike only knows how to fight one way. So if I'm Roy, I'm not going in there anything less than 100%. I'm popping Mike with hard jabs. I'm popping Mike with hard rights, because I'm not going to be playing around and then Mike decides he wants to hook off on me, and then I wake up in the hospital.
Okay, let me add to that. Not just popping hard jabs. Man, Roy, you better be Roy Jones and pop some pills before this fight. I'm telling you this right now. Man, listen, you should take whatever Big Pharma Miller was taking in preparation for the AJ fight, because that's what you're going to need messing with Iron Mike Tyson. That dude looking like a mutant, son, for real. Like, at this age, he shouldn't be looking that chiseled. So you know he on some. He on that Drago, bro. He on that Rocky. He on that
about to be Creed. And Roy fight the way they used to portray Creed, too. So.
Not coming to hurt somebody. He ain't get the memo. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, they seen all this footage of Mike looking crazy. Roy and them put a call in like, hey, man, we got to put some rules in place. You got to put some rules into place. That's what it's looking like, man. This is crazy.
Oh, man.
What's this for? The WBC SC?
SC, what's that?
Senior citizen belt?
It's for the WBC AARP belt. You know what I'm saying?
This is crazy. Y'all got anything to add, fellas?
Oh, sir.
Well, let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe, and check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And also, please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. I'm Trill Dollar Bill. That's Caden. That's G. And that's Ned, the TVE. And we the Boxing Bros.
Yes, sir.
Happy holidays.
Peace.
We could have been flawless, flying up to make people's mouths drop jawless. How can 2 years be erased in 1 August? And you know I have my pride, so I had to get brolic. All in all, I can't call it. Just know you're my queen. Wish I was denim, cause then I be in your jeans. Can't fight fate, and you've been loving me since your teens. But when you can't move forward, you gotta wipe your slate clean.